You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Duets After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Duets After Show.
All right, ooh, we've even got the theme music. Hey, what's up, Duets Nation? We all know that Bing is for doing, and we are doing another post-game wrap-up from AfterBuzz TV. This is Duets, Season 1, Episode 9. I'm JC, and I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves, starting with the lovely lady to my right.
Hi, everybody.
Oh. Go ahead.
Busted. I know, right? Okay, hi, I'm Stephanie. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Wenger.
And, of course, our wonderful dynamic duo.
Yes.
The duet
And the duet
of a lifetime.
I'm Melissa Macedo. Follow me on Twitter at Melissa Macedo M. And follow us on music. What? Is that wrong?
No, that's
I just started Twitter. Okay. And
Twitter.
Then,
like it's new. Like
she likes to make fun of me.
Yeah.
And then also follow our music at Macedo Music.
And I'm Michelle Macedo. And follow me at Michelle Macedo M on Twitter.
Also our engineer, who's also a part-time model, Mr. Ben Bottomley. What's up, Ben?
He is.
What's up, JC?
Hopefully one day you can pay the bills with that, huh, Ben?
There you go. All right, guys, we gotta start.
Oh wait, we forgot to introduce one person.
A very special guest star. I'll let you handle that, Michelle.
Very special guest here tonight with us, and that's Miles.
He's on the couch.
This is
You can't
Miles.
really see him on this shot.
You can't see him, but I took a picture. I'll post it. I'll tweet it.
We'll post it.
Yeah.
How
There's
about
a little
that?
blob
Cutest
of
dog
down
ever.
there.
Yes, he's a very sweet dog. His name is Miles.
He's the Duets AfterBuzz mascot, not to be confused with Buzz, who's the overall mascot of AfterBuzz.
Right. He's just a Duets mascot. Very clear. Yes.
He's working his way up the ladder of
Yeah.
mascots.
Yeah. You know, he's gotta beat Buzz down first.
All right, guys, and we're here to talk about It's J. Rome's world, and we're all just living in it because that's right, your Duets Season 1 winner, Mr. J. Rome. Let's give it up for J. Rome real quick.
Yes. Yes.
Can't really say it was a surprise as he led every week of the show.
He was #1, even when there were 7 other people on the list.
Even when he was the only one, he was also #1.
Yes.
When he was not the only one, he was #1. When he was the third one, he was #1.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't think we saw him move anywhere below that. on
Right.
the charts.
Not that I know of. But
And you know, I did think for a hot second there that it might have been John's title, you know, during the season. But you know, J. Rome proves himself as very dynamic.
True, and you know, we spoke about it actually last week too, because I didn't think that John could beat J. Rome. I thought possibly Jason could upset him just because of the whole Philip Phillips theory, the 14-year-old fangirl who tweets a lot and whatnot. And I thought there could be a shock, but actually I think America pretty much got it right.
Yeah, I agree. I look forward to his album.
Exactly. I feel like he was the one amateur that really wasn't an amateur. He came out there and he knew who he was from day one.
Yeah.
Versus some of the others who seem to still be struggling
Right.
with that.
How would he do on let's say, on The Voice or Idol, perhaps?
Yeah. You know what's interesting about, what's interesting is that this show has a different feel than, let's say, The Voice or Idol. And so I think he really stood out. I think it was really the right show for him.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Idol is so huge now and so competitive, and so is this, but I think it's the right show for him.
I think he shined brighter on Duets than he would have on American Idol. I think American Idol, you have a lot of talent and a lot of, not that there's not talent obviously on Duets, but just a lot of talent and a lot of young guys who kind of have that feel to him. And he
Right.
was the only one who had that kind of
Yeah, that's
artistry
true.
going on.
Yeah, that's true.
And also remember, Idol has 11 seasons behind it, so it's that built-in franchise. Everyone knows, like, your X Factors with Simon, and so everyone's going to audition for this thing. You know, Duets was a little bit underneath the radar.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I didn't even hear about an audition.
Yeah.
I mean, usually, you know, how in the entertainment industry,
Right.
You see those things and you see when auditions are happening.
like
and
the X
stuff.
Factor and the Voice, like
And American Idol, oh my God.
Yeah, their audition process was interesting though, because it wasn't your typical like come to a stadium, everybody under the sun.
I know.
I know.
And see if you can
And we'll
sing.
film you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then make fun of you. It'll be awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
So I think, yeah, in that way it was a little different. They seemed to go to smaller towns and try to find interesting talent and not in your typical
I like that.
mass
Yeah.
way.
I would have
True.
loved to have found out how the call went out, who got the call, how
I
did
know.
those people get picked? Because they did have, if we all remember the first episode, they did have some people they were auditioning out in various cities.
Right.
How did those people find out? Like,
I know.
You know, usually they do that kind of stuff with The Voice, the like by invite only, you know, and it's like friends of people recommending. At least from what I know, it's like word of mouth, or people are like, hey, my friend's friend is like casting. I don't know how they got out to like Georgia and stuff. Like, I don't know if that had to do with Jennifer Nettles or something. I don't know.
well, she and John, did they know each other as well?
It was 4-H. It was 4-H that they knew each other through.
Yeah, I think
Or-
they did the same group at some point.
Yeah.
And so she came back to that group because she was a part
Yeah.
of it and looked for talent because I guess obviously she knew that
Yeah.
they would have strong contestants.
And they went to the same church. And remember, her housekeeper said that there was an amazing singer at church.
Right.
No.
okay.
Wow, that worked out for him.
I know.
So he was used to it. That's why maybe he did so well. He's used to performing live in front of I had to do a Caduce live thing, sorry.
Live.
He liked to say that. And actually, if you guys are watching us on AfterBuzzTV.com live, hello. But if you're not, make sure to listen to us on iTunes. And there's a great little podcast app that if you just get your iPhone and just click on the podcast app, it takes you straight to any podcast you want. Hopefully, you'll check out some of our AfterBuzz, some of our other shows. Like we also have Rizzoli and Isles. We have The Voice. We have Project Runway, True Blood. And I believe it's close to 40 shows a week. And they're all free. But all we ask is for you to click and subscribe because it really, really does help us out. And so we can bring this great content to you weekly. So thanks, guys. But let's get on with the show.
Yeah.
Our overall view. What'd you think of tonight's show? The finale. The amazing spectacle that it was.
Yeah, you know, there.
What a spectacle.
Yes.
Okay, we are
I
super
just
fans.
tweeted everyone on the show, so.
Did you? Okay.
But
was
now
great.
this has nothing to do with them. The set, like, design and stuff.
Not,
A little bit like a cruise.
Yeah, I just
Little
wanted
like a cruise.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit bigger. I feel like The Voice and American Idol have come out with these big finales.
Yes.
And this
It's
felt
crazy.
like a little bit of a letdown in comparison, which seems a little unfair in all honesty. Obviously, they have a much larger budget on those other two
Right.
shows, but I did have to say that the fake fireworks kind of bothered me.
Yeah. That was kind of the end deal.
They
you
will
know?
light a person on fire for, like, American Idol finales. Like, they will do that. They'll
Yeah.
risk that person's life.
Yeah, we had like Aerosmith on the American Idol
Yeah.
finale. You want that, and like
That's true.
Justin Bieber on The Voice, if I recall.
Yeah.
well, we had Robin Thicke. We had them come out. We had Kelly and Jen come out, and they had a great little number. It was that Annie Lennox song. God, let me see my notes here. I believe
Gimme, wait.
not Gimme Shelter.
whoops.
It was Would I Lie to
Would
You?
I lie to you?
Oh,
yeah.
right.
And that was great. I liked that as
Yeah.
a start.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have had like put Kelly on an Apple box, perhaps.
Yeah.
because there was like an 8
She
inch.
was
I know.
wearing flats
And
'cause
she
of
was
her-
wearing flats.
because she hurt her.
Oh, right.
you're-
But I can't imagine that they didn't think of that unless they didn't.
But why would Jennifer? Why not just put Jennifer in
Yeah.
slightly lower heels? Like,
Yeah, they were like the tallest heels ever made. Seriously, she looked huge.
The
next to
stylist or something was probably like really attached to those heels, and she's like,
Well, maybe it's because who got the fiercest shoes of all throughout the whole season was Bridget Carrington.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
she certainly did.
And she looked. I think Bridget got a lot. Overall, I think most of everyone's performances were better tonight.
Yes.
For most of them, not everyone, but like Bridget. I thought this was my favorite Bridget performance ever.
Yeah. definitely, because she was comfortable and I think wasn't, didn't have anything to lose.
Is that it? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, but she changed also because remember we were remarking how she looked and she was kind of working the stage a little. And
Right.
do you see her being a superstar?
She's gotten so much better.
Okay.
I mean, really, if you asked me at the beginning of the show if she would have like made it as far as she did, from the first show,
Yeah.
she's surprised me every time.
Nice.
In a good way. So, I
Yeah,
think that
I
she
agree.
can do whatever she wants if she's like going at the rate she is.
Yeah.
But what could you add? What could you guys are singers and what would you do? I mean, how do you teach that? It's a certain it qualities
I think it
that she needs to
is.
work on. You can't really teach it,
I know.
can you?
I think she just needs to find her image.
Yeah, I don't think you can teach it. You need to find it.
Okay, so you're saying maybe even go more into like singing at bars and doing that, like working on a craft, penning her own stuff and just becoming a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
thought-
who knows about the songwriter part? Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe just a singer.
True.
Okay.
True,
Okay.
but I also thought that once the pressure was off of her and she was out of the competition, tonight she sounded the best that she has. Like,
Yeah.
she was so good, and I was just like, she needs to do more of this. Whatever
Yeah. Right.
this is, that's working for her. Where sometimes in the competition it felt like she was kind of put under all this pressure and it didn't always work for her.
Could the same be said for Olivia, though? Now, Olivia had the very soft, kind of like
Yeah.
the very Nora Jones, kind of dreamy, wispy, but she would always tend to be pitchy because her voice was so, like, on the low note, she would get, like, really pitchy throughout the season. Did she cure that tonight with Robin Thicke? And they ended up singing Fever
Yeah.
by Peggy Lee
Yes.
that Melissa came up with. Thank
Yeah.
you for reminding us.
Yes.
Also, she, I think she sounded, maybe I just wasn't like judging as harshly because we're not supposed to judge them right now, but I think she sounded the best that she's sounded
Yeah, I agree.
because I can't even think,
And
it
I
sounded
mean,
good.
it's just a great song. Like, how can you really go wrong singing that
I was
song?
just about to say, song selection has been, I feel like, one of her biggest issues.
Yeah.
And tonight she chose, like, that jazzy number
Yeah.
that works with that
That's what
kind of
everybody
voice.
wants her to
Exactly.
sing. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
She finally fell into something that works for her, and that was pretty exciting to see.
Because she has the look. I mean, I think a lot of people liked her look, especially early on. Steph, I hate to do this to you right now, but the first episode, who we picked?
Oh yeah, I will totally own it. I chose Olivia to win this thing.
She was so good in the. I remember though that in the first episode, like when it was her and competing with someone else, like for the spot to be on John Legend's team, and then she was amazing.
Right. Yeah, I know. In the for rehearsal, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just the live that just always would get her. So, does she have a career without going live? Can she be a session singer? I don't know this world as well as you.
She can even,
Or a background.
although it's not as profitable, I mean, like anyone goes into music for profit, but she could even do like a bunch of albums and just not tour that much, but she'll probably get better, or there's auto-tuning.
The thing about the live aspect is you can get better at that.
Oh.
Like you can be taught that. All these singers who go on world tours, they weren't born coming out like with that
Perfect pitch.
Yeah, presence and all that stuff. So.
You know what's funny is I remember when I was in school in Boston seeing Vanessa Carlton
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
and sing, and she sang at this small club in Boston.
Which
She was,
one?
A thing on Com Ave on Commonwealth
Was it
Avenue.
like Paradise? Or, no, that's what's there now, right? Avalon?
I think Paradise actually, but she was amazing live, but I mean she was just starting and she still was making mistakes, and so to see her now evolve into the artist that she is,
Yeah.
I think that there is definitely an evolution for artists just
Totally.
from like an audience standpoint.
Yeah, definitely.
See, the bad part with the performance for me was that actually I thought I liked Robin Thicke a lot on that performance. I was like, ooh.
I think Robin picks the songs he wants to sing.
Okay.
And then just like is like
He
here.
knows what sounds good for his voice and what he does. And some artists don't do this, but he definitely, and he should be like, okay, what sounds good for him comes first.
So protective of the brand, perhaps? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or just
And like his
strict about
career
it.
is, you know,
But
not on the
that
line.
makes
but-
sense. But that makes sense, you know.
Because I do remember even he and Olivia had some tricky performances throughout the season where you're like, whoa, 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 that doesn't, you know, and you know, Robin's an amazing singer and whatnot. But even during this show, I was like, ooh, that's not the best. So tonight, maybe he just picked a song that was right in his wheelhouse because I thought he sounded, I liked
He
him.
did sound really good.
I loved him tonight, and he's a pro, so it's like I can't judge him because he's a pro. You know, they're all really good. Like Kelly always blows it out of the
I know,
water.
I know, incredible.
You know?
Yeah.
So good.
But
Yeah.
I really have to give kudos to Robin. I really loved his performance.
Or
Yeah.
Caduce.
Or-
If you switch that around.
Kudos.
Kudos. If you switch
kudos
like
to
the vowels, you can be like kudos.
And okay, Steph, I know you're very much, you know, you've worked on, is it Project Runway on the after shows and like
Absolutely,
that.
yeah.
So you're always looking at like their fashions and whatnot. What'd you think overall?
You know what's funny is there were definitely highs and lows. I feel like we noticed shoes that were adorable and really cute, and then some outfits you were just like, oh, she's so beautiful, or, you know, that jacket just could be fitted a little better, or it's summer, let him wear something light. Like, there were just a few outfits that I just wanted to see, you know, something a little different. It wasn't necessarily awful. It just kind of didn't always work the best, I guess I would say. I don't know. What do you girls think?
You
Yeah.
would do it differently.
I
Yeah.
agree. And I also think, like, for example, on Idol, J-Lo was amazingly dressed like every time.
Absolutely.
And like unbelievable. And like it's like this one I feel like not
It's first year, maybe the lack of budget. I wouldn't like. I don't know.
You know?
I think like some like just for certain body types, like certain clothes, you know,
Okay.
are more flattering
And
than
I
others.
do have to say they had some challenges with Jennifer Nettles being pregnant.
Pregnant,
and
yes.
then Kelly Clarkson had a foot injury. So like
Yeah, that's
it
true.
wasn't just like straight up like
Sure.
dressing beautiful girls and here send them out.
Yeah.
There were definitely some, you know,
But remember the necklace?
yes, that was unfortunate.
The gold. That's not about her foot.
No, I mean, I have to say that gold dress that Kelly Clarkson wore, I think a few weeks ago now, was gorgeous. But then she paired it with the most colorful, odd necklace. And all my Twitter followers, if you loved it, like, let me know and tell me how to wear that, because I would love to figure it out, but it didn't work, I felt like.
Didn't work for
Didn't
you.
work,
Okay.
yeah.
Very confusing
Yeah.
for me too.
You know, and but before we move on, I do want to take a moment and talk about Amazon. And it's really important for us because at AfterBuzz, like we said, we do give you guys free content, but we have a great thing with AfterBuzz and Amazon where if you click on the banner on AfterBuzzTV.com, you click on the Amazon banner, it'll take you straight to Amazon so that you can make a purchase there. And any type of purchase that you may, if you want to buy a CD, a DVD, whatever you want to buy, but whatever you do buy, actually Amazon kicks back a few cents to us, and it really helps us. It helps us out to bring out that content weekly. And I actually wanted to take a moment because last week we talked about a young lady named Black Pirate who spent 99 cents on her first MP3 and bought it through AfterBuzz. And we said all the cents count, cents make dollars. But someone brought up the fact it is Watchtower based. He's actually spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars actually through Amazon, through AfterBuzz.
Wow,
So I
that's
just want to take that moment. It really does help us out, Watchtower Base. We do appreciate it, and kudos to you, and as she says, caduce to you. So thank you, Watchtower Base. But let's move on. We've talked about the girls. Let's talk about the boys. Let's talk about our final three.
Right.
Mr. Powerhouse John Glosson.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of his Wicked rendition? It was for good.
Yes, I thought it was really good. Honestly, like out of all the musical theater songs, like why
Because it's Wicked. Everybody loves Wicked.
Yes,
Everyone
and
their
it's
mother.
a great song, and I guess what it was like what the song was about, changing for the better, and
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of my favorite songs from
Oh,
the
okay.
musical. Like, love
Exactly.
that song. That being said, was it the right song for him?
right.
I'm not sure.
Really? Okay.
I thought he had a flawless start with it. Like his voice at the beginning and those first few notes were unbelievable, and it was still really strong throughout. It felt really good. I mean, I liked it. I just kind of knew where it was going with J-Rum. I feel like
I know. The whole time it was like, How many minutes? Like, well,
Yeah,
we know that,
yeah.
you know.
Here's a tease. Coming up later, we're going to all talk about how awesome J-Rome is. No, I like John's song. I actually thought he had the best song overall tonight.
Huh.
I actually did. I didn't know the song very
Yeah.
well, but just from the technical standpoint of pitchiness and whatnot, even though we're going to gush about J-Rome, but overall from start to finish, it had the least amount of mistakes for me. I didn't like, and I believe, I don't know if it was, which one of you brought up that they weren't looking at each other?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
brought that up
Yeah.
because what happened is that I started to think, because every time that he was like clearly like singing to her, he would not look at her. He would look away, and at first I was like, oh, that's kind of like like in my head, I don't know, self-absorbed or something. But then I was like, oh, it's coming across as self-absorbed, but he's just terrified. And I think that he was really nervous. And, you know, sometimes when you make eye contact with people and you're like on stage with them, some intense eye contact there. Oh, caduce. Anyway, so, but it brings you back to reality, and then he might, you know, like, mess it up
Take
or
him out of the song.
something, yeah, or overthink it or whatever. So I get that, but it didn't come across well, and that's a good thing to know, because
Okay, so
Yeah.
so we agree to disagree. Fine, Macedo. It's our last
what are we
minute.
agreeing on or disagreeing on?
No, because
Oh,
no, you're
he
right.
sounded awesome.
No,
But the lack of connection is what you're saying, because they weren't.
Yeah, but that was something that didn't. I mean, it didn't bother me that
didn't-
much.
oh, okay.
But I think that it was a good choice in song.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with Wicked, I mean, I went to theater school, and like there was not a sweatshirt or hoodie that went by without the little Wicked logo on it.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, I feel like that was a smart choice for them.
Agreed. So, do you like it, Melissa?
Yeah, I mean, now that you said it was the best, like you thought it was the best performance, I kind of agree with that.
That's exactly what I was gonna go with too. Is that I feel like, when I look at the three performances, I'm just judging on tonight. Like I have a tendency to kind of judge overall and be like, oh, I think back to his performance and what I think overall. I do have to say that John's was one of the, I think, the best performance of the night for sure.
It's his wheelhouse. It's Broadway. It's musical
Yeah,
theater. You know.
that's he might even have a future like on Broadway.
I definitely.
That's
think
what I was thinking. I don't know. Maybe he wants to do. He kind of seems like, obviously, he like performed in a church and stuff. Like he wants to do Broadway. I mean gospel. Hello, but I think he does like have a future on Broadway if he wants to do it. But that's a huge. That means he'll have to change everything
His
about
business.
his life.
Do you guys know what his business is?
Stores. I
Was it? I don't know
What
if
is
it was.
it?
think it was a store, but I'm trying to remember what.
What they sell.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
talked about it, and
Yeah.
I just can't for the life of me remember. If you guys
It's
remember,
probably like
remember.
antiques or something. I don't know.
chat roll
I
if
don't
you guys
remember.
can dig that up for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone wants to tweet,
Yeah.
feel free.
Now, what I was going to say is, moving on from John is also I wanted to talk about Jason.
Yeah.
Jason, our shy boy.
Yeah. Who came out of the not closet.
Came out of the caduce. I think that's a good word.
He came out of the
to
Heartbreak
substitute.
Hotel tonight,
Yes.
and he.
Oh yeah, the Heartbreak Hotel.
He's got the J-Rome swagger. He like the dancey, like the J-Rome dancey stuff. You
Dancy,
He
dancy.
got the dancey stuff. But I think he just needs a little more seasoning. I think it's just like you see him. Let's say if there was, this is gonna sound completely wrong,
Okay.
but if we have it on mute, you think, oh, this is like a superstar performing. I just think his voice needs to develop just a little bit more. And I just don't know where, because he was talented.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
He is. He really is.
But just during the performances, I don't know if it's maybe there's a slight uncertainty in the
Yeah.
voice. But he's got the moves, and he wants to be like Amy Winehouse and Bruno Mars. He wants to bring
Yeah.
that kind
I
of
could
swag.
definitely see him being Bruno Mars type.
Yeah, from week one all the way to now, though, the confidence level has been so different.
Yeah. Hugely different. Yes. And he seems he could definitely be on Glee or be in that vein of like recording artist.
Yeah, You know, and Robin actually said something really interesting. He said, my dad always said that if you're good at something, make sure they pay you for it.
Yeah.
So, and he was telling
Good advice.
That is good advice.
Yeah, so I think the Glee idea would be fantastic because he looks great looking guy, and he's got that. I think he'd fit in perfectly for
I think
Glee,
he would. Yeah,
you know?
I think he would.
Could he perform? Could he like compete, like let's say in the Glee project or something like that?
I feel like that actually might be a better place for him in some ways than Duets would have been, because I feel like he could fit right into Glee and be like a Cord Overstreet type character on there, where here I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does after this competition. Will he kind of fade away?
Right.
Hopefully not. I would love to see what he does, or does he go and find kind of a spot somewhere else? Maybe like Smash or something like that. That would be an interesting spot for him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I could
What
see
network
him
is it? That's on
NBC.
It's
Yeah.
on NBC, yeah. What did you think, Michelle? Were you feeling his Heartbreak Hotel?
I'm
not gonna do that.
Such a good cover. Actually, you know, I thought it was good. I thought he had so much more confidence, which was like, it's just so easy to watch someone like that. I have so much more confidence in him performing now than before. You know, like I hate to feel nervous for them or like feel,
Yeah, that's
you know,
so awkward.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, please don't mess up, you know, because I don't want to see you embarrass yourself or anything go wrong, and you know you're just thinking the same thing. But I think that he did well. But yeah. Glee, Project, Smash, even like album. I don't know about Bruno Mars type though. I don't think he's that smooth.
Yeah.
I think he could develop to be that smooth.
But
Maybe
he's like
awkward Bruno Mars.
yeah.
But maybe in a couple years. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just a growth process for him, and he can find
Some
time.
disagreement in the panel as the chat roll chimes in. Nice. So, all right, the moment we've been waiting for. The winner.
J-Rome.
J-Rome. We could have cut this. We could have cut this season short by about 7 weeks if we would have just.
Like week one.
So true.
The boy had it from the beginning.
Yeah,
With 5
he's
million. I
great.
wonder how many YouTube followers he has now, because I think he had like 5 million hits when the show started.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I can only imagine what he has now.
Yeah.
Probably.
I will look it up.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you're on the computer for sure. So, what do you guys think of El DeBarge in the Rhythm of the Night?
Not a fan.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he does so many smooth performances. Like, that's what he does so well. And that felt very, I think you said it, cruise ship.
Yeah. Yeah. The background dances didn't help that.
Carnival Cruise Line.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with y'all. Even though I thought John had the best performance overall,
Yeah.
I actually liked. I'm just going vocally. I liked what he did in that first. He was the only one to open with him. I believe he was the only one that sang, first, besides the pro. He was the only amateur that opened the song.
Oh.
And I love when they do that. I absolutely love when they do that. And it was a cappella, and it was a completely different feel for it.
I like I just want to say I like the first part that was a cappella, and then it got crazy. Yeah. There was a really awkward transition.
Sorry, you guys, I just have to interrupt with some news, and that news is that J-Rome's channel on YouTube has 4,727,275 views.
Uh-oh, so did he lose some viewers throughout the season? Because I thought he had like 5 when he
started.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Wow.
It looks...
Yeah, what?
That's still a lot, people.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised so many people watch the show.
No, but he had this following before the show started even. He was...
millions?
That's probably how they found him.
Yeah, he had a big YouTube following. I think we even talked about it on the first episode way back in November of 2009. He had a big following from the start. So it's kind of maybe stayed the same. So that brings another question. Well, if it stayed the same, then what is the actual impact of duets?
And I wonder what will happen with this recording contract.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because you guys, well, actually, you know what? Let's take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back and we'll throw a little more, shine to J-Rome. But let's talk about, you guys are going to break down what it really means to win this type of contract in the music business.
Yeah.
So stay tuned after the break. You're watching AfterBuzz TV.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours.
And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
All right, and we're back, guys. So we're going to ask the Macedo twins, Michelle and Melissa, who are singer-songwriters in their own right, what does it mean for them to win, J-Rome, to win this contract with Hollywood Records?
Well, a lot of times right now in the music industry, when you're signing a contract that big and it's sort of a competition show, they have what they call 360 deals, which is basically they own you.
Everything.
Your publishing, your licensing, your everything.
And touring, right?
Yeah. And, you know, you got to be careful with those because, you know, it can be really hard to get out of. The label could shelf you. They could not. They could prevent you from signing with anyone else.
Yeah, they don't have to release your album. Just because they recorded it doesn't mean they have to release it. Also, basically with like record deals and record labels, it's a huge advance with money and a huge, they put all the money into it. But as an artist, you're paying off everything as your career goes on with touring and with music. So for probably, you know, the first like few years or whatever of his career or whoever's career, all that money is going back to the label because they have to pay them off first. And so, you know, it can get really tricky, and I don't know how experienced he is, and I don't know, hopefully, I'm sure he'll have like a lawyer there.
Right.
I was going to say, get a good team.
Yes.
That's going to be easy for him.
And I wonder what he's signed already, you know, just by going on the show, you know, before the audition. He probably didn't think about that. But also, I read an interview with Kelly Clarkson, and when she won Idol, she was signed to a label, and she said that experience was like the hardest few years of her life because they owned her, like they just tried to tell her like what to do, what to wear, what to sing, and she actually got in a big like argument with the label and left the label.
Yeah, I think it was her second album. She went through that kind of fight with the record label, and it was pretty public. And
it was.
People wondered, I guess, what was going to happen with her career, and she's been able to bounce back from it really well.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I wonder about how her relationship or how she got out of that contract, because with labels, if they don't get you famous, they don't want you to get famous and successful somewhere else.
Sure.
So they will suffocate your career just for that purpose, just so the other person doesn't win. You know.
You guys have brought up a lot of great information because what happens, let's see, Hollywood Records tends to slant more towards like a younger demo, like let's say like a Disney. And that's while we were watching the show, we were talking about it, maybe that if Jason won, it would be a much better fit for a company like Hollywood. I don't know what their urban profile is because I would say J-Rome's probably in his 20s. He's not that he's not in his teens. He's not like Selena Gomez or Justin Bieber, you know. He could. I mean, that guy's so versatile. You never know.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of slant they're going to take with him.
Yeah,
but he's really talented. So,
or could they shelve him or do something like? Because I'm concerned about if you go back. You guys covered The Voice, and season 1 it was Javier who won.
Yeah, that's right.
And when he won, he only sold. When they put out his record, he only sold 20,000 units.
Oh,
and that's
I didn't know that.
Virtually nothing.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you know what he's doing now?
I do not know if he's done a follow-up album or whatnot, but he was famous. I hate to go off on the tangent about it, but it's just we're just trying to dissect what possible scenarios for J-Rome, so he doesn't repeat what happened to, let's say, Javier, who I thought was super talented.
Amazing.
Absolutely love the guy, but just these record deals, what they do to these people, you know, you got to
be careful.
So maybe the best case scenario out of all this was John.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get signed. Now he can kind of wheel and deal. He can go gospel. He can go adult contemporary. He can go country. He can go Broadway.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Options for him.
Yeah.
So.
And even Jason, like, is in a good boat because he can do what he wants. Like, if he wants to do a younger thing, if he wants to go on Glee, you know, anything like that, he can do that.
Yeah, it's interesting with Philip Phillips on American Idol. There was a big conversation because of the kind of artist he is. Is it best to win American Idol? And I think it's true with any of these singing competitions. Or is it best to come in second place and get the exposure and then
be that person?
Like Jennifer Hudson didn't win Idol, did she?
No, she didn't.
No, and like there's another artist that I'm just blanking on.
Daughtry.
Daughtry. That you were in my mind. Daughtry is who I was. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Daughtry. And they've gone on and obviously had a big career.
Yeah,
and didn't win.
It totally depends on the artist, I guess, because Kelly Clarkson is really like best case scenario for winning a singing competition. So
only time will tell, I guess. So. That was a great insight on that. So let's actually, you know what? I wanted to do it because before we wrap up, before we give you predictions, because we're going to get predictions on whether or not Duets will be back for a second season.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it just a real quick shout out. I want to talk about, like the AfterBuzz Hall of Fame for our super fans. and I definitely want to call out, of course, I got to thank Johnny Gray for calling in earlier this season.
Yes.
Who was
great call.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was on the show and he mysteriously was taken off the show by week 2 and we had him on for about an hour and he was I can't remember to say.
A hoot.
I was going to say. You were in my mind.
He was a hoot. I think we just all know that he was.
He was. No, and got to thank Chloe, Dreaming One, Black Pirate, of course, Watchtower Base, and CLM 2440. You guys have been super fans, been sending us questions all season. I actually have one from CLM 2440, and let's see if I can read it to y'all. All right. Let's see. Just watched Duets. Thought it was good. Which singer will stay for season 2 of the show, and who do you guys think would be a good judge on Duets?
Ooh, good question.
Yes.
That's a good question.
What do you guys think?
Well, JC, why don't you answer?
Who would be a good judge? What about Kelly Clarkson, Kelly Osbourne?
Yeah.
She comes from a musical family, and she's not afraid to mix it up. Because I know they wanted to go with the friendly slant on this, on Duets, but I think they need a little more constructive criticism. Yes, a little more edge. I think someone like that would be a great addition to the show. And overall, I don't even know if it's about the judges. I think it's the structure. This, we didn't know who was going to sing tonight. We didn't know how it was going to go. We don't even know if they knew how it was going to go. I think they just really need, if they're going to do it, they need to just fully commit to it and just get after it. And if no one watches next season, well, then so be it. Then you're pulled after 4 weeks. But at least have a structure so fans know what they're walking into so they can develop that loyalty to the show.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So what do y'all think? Who would you like to see on the Duets panel?
That's really tricky. That's really tricky.
See, I talked for a long time to give you guys a minute to kind of come up with a name.
I know, but I was listening to you, and I was staring at your shirt. But I was listening. But also, what a great color. It's
our Colombian sherbet. There we go. There we go. It's our drug dealer shirt. There we go. I said that live.
All right. That's all right.
Okay, so who do y'all think? Who would you like to see?
It's funny. I think about somebody like a Julianne Hough. I mean, obviously, she's got like the Ryan Seacrest connection at American Idol, but I think she would be an interesting person to have on the show because she's got like the dance, acting, singing. Like, I think you kind of need somebody with that.
Kind of all of it.
All of it, because a lot of these people have different directions they could go in their careers. So I think it would be interesting to have someone like her. I'm trying to think of somebody else who's like that, maybe an Ashley Teasdale type thing. Somebody like that who can really give that kind of young perspective.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You're going very young, and we were talking about that maybe that the demo of the show, because originally Lionel Richie was supposed to be one of the judges, or superstars, and did it seem like it was slanted to an older crowd, perhaps, an older demographic?
Yeah, definitely.
I found that peculiar.
Yeah, it was
definitely had that vibe.
Yeah, a lot like going on an older person cruise, I think.
Okay, tying it back to Rhythm of the Night. So, Melissa, who do you think that they would get as a judge, or what changes would you like to see?
You know, thinking about it, like even Nora Jones would be a cool judge. You know,
Okay.
I think she would be interesting. And you said the younger thing, getting a younger judge, and it's interesting because Demi Lovato is now a judge on X Factor. X Factor, yeah. And like maybe even someone like that. I can't think of someone like that.
Selena Gomez. But I mean, would she do something like this?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird because it kind of you have to be like a really well-known person, but also like
Not too busy.
not too it right now.
Maybe
not
I
it.
think Miley Cyrus has a new record coming out, maybe
Oh,
as
yeah.
a promotion kind of, and I think she may be with Hollywood Records if I'm not wrong.
Oh.
I'd be
I know
surprised.
Demi Lovato is. I actually just looked. Yeah, she is with Hollywood Records.
So maybe that would be someone who they could potentially tap
totally.
into.
Yeah.
They have a huge source of people. I think that they could actually really like up the publicity on like an up and coming band, and have more than one superstar. Like, I mean, I would have liked to see like, I don't know what happened with the other guy from Sugarland, but you know, both of them, because they have to sing. I'm guessing they sing duets.
Yeah, they do.
And, you know, or like a twin duet thing.
That could be a
judge
thing.
you know,
Like, yeah.
superstar.
I can see that.
Actually
totally.
makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, well,
thinking.
those are some so CLM 2440. Thank you for the question, and make sure you have more questions for us for season 2 of Duets.
Also, just want to say, Watchtower Base wants us to remember about the promo that he made for us.
Yeah,
just to
thank
let
you.
everybody know about
Of
that.
course.
Thank you so
for
much.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
AfterBuzzer Hall of Fame, honorary AfterBuzzer. Thank you very much, Watchtower Base. So, for our last predictions,
And now, you're after
this is a tough question
Yeah,
because it's a feel-good show. But my question is, will it be back for a season 2?
It's really hard to say.
Who's gonna be the bad guy? Who's gonna be the good guy?
I'm gonna say no.
No?
Yeah, I don't know though.
Okay.
Because ratings went down, then they went up.
Yeah. So, and it is in the summer, so you never know. But
Yeah.
we got to know. Michelle, you think they're coming back?
I think they're going to barely squeak by. I think that maybe they might. Yeah.
All right.
I hope they do. I think that's where I'm at with it. I think that there's a place that this show could go, and I don't think it's reached its full potential yet. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see season 2 come back in a big way.
Yeah, remember, Idol had 2 hosts the first season, got rid of one, and it became the juggernaut that it is today. So
That's true.
if we get rid of one of the Caduces, we'll be fine. It'll be just Caduce. and I do, if a show, if there's ever a time for it to make it would be right now, because it's the summer, it's a soft summer.
Yeah.
As long as they didn't spend a lot of money on overhead and whatnot, I see it squeaking by, and I think it'll be totally different. It has to be. It has to be, or else you're just throwing your money down the drain. ABC, I'm telling you guys, you got to retool it, because I know people will love these shows. So,
Yeah.
with that said,
Is there a squeak sound effect?
Yes.
No squeak.
this is it for us for Duets. Michelle, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Michelle Macedo M or Macedo Music.
Melissa Macedo M or Macedo Music. Thanks for watching. Go ahead.
And at Stephanie Wenger.
And I usually give my Twitter handle, but I'm trying something new. There's this new thing called Airtime, and it's this great little chat thing where if you guys have questions about other AfterBuzz shows, want to live chat with me, what's going on, more questions about duets, just find me at JC_Rubio at Airtime. So for Ben, Michelle,
Also like JC's page on Facebook.
oh God, Michelle, Melissa, Stephanie, I'm JC, and stay tuned, guys, for the premiere of Project Runway here on AfterBuzzTV.com. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.